I don't sit on this all day.
Well, hello there. This is Louis, aka Louis the French Manette, and you're listening to The Frenchie Talks About. On today's episode, we are talking about being first-time parents. And when I say we, I'm talking about my girlfriend, Cynthia. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. You?
I'm pretty good. Well, to update, this is probably going to be published later, but as we're recording, we are, give or take, 2 days away from having a child. So, yay!
Oh
I have mixed feelings. This is an interesting time in our lives that my now podcasting brain's like, I must record this. I decided to go ahead and do this episode, and Cynthia was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. But I'm really happy we can do it because there's a lot of things I think we haven't discussed yet. And I think it brings an interesting thing to reflect on, okay? All right. Yeah. So I'll start with the first question.
Fine.
What are you most excited and afraid of during pregnancy?
During the pregnancy or
during like labor?
Labor, okay. Obviously pushing out the baby.
So it's pushing out the actual physical act of it or the pain of it? What is it exactly?
It's actually the pain of it. Because pushing out the baby, I think it's gonna be an experience in itself. But like it's the pain of like how much pain is it? Because a lot of people say that it feels like the worst menstrual cramp and the worst diarrhea that you're gonna feel all at the same time together. But like I just want to try to live it myself and see how it is, because I have been having contractions, so I kind of know how it feels, but a little bit. But I want to see the big level, like level 7, like how it's gonna be. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm definitely the pain of it.
And what are you most looking forward?
Holding the baby for the first time.
Yeah.
Holding the baby for the first time is going to be a mix of emotions. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to cry. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to, like, have all the possible emotions all at the same time. And it's going to be an experience.
Yeah. I've promised to myself I won't faint. So I'm good. I can do this. That being said, it's going to be the grind of it. Since I'm not having the pain, right? Mm-hmm. It's still a grinding and emotionally charged 2 days. Mm-hmm. The man part, from what I understand, being the coach, the partner, I have to coach for 2 days and make sure she's all right and evaluate her emotions and evaluate her stress level and maintain the pain with her. I think I get my role and I think I'm ready to do it. It's still nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. I know there's going to be a couple jokes I'm cracking, and God help us all.
Seriously.
But it's in my nature.
Yeah.
I am, just as an FYI, I bought a t-shirt with a crown and says, King of Dad Jokes. I am wearing that while my beautiful girl, Luna Jade, will be born. So the first thing she'll see is me being awesome at jokes. Just say.
All right then.
Now you've had time to reflect. You have time to really. She watched so many videos. I watched important ones, but man, YouTube knows she's pregnant. Let's just say that. And you've been debating on certain things.
Yeah.
In your opinion, obviously things can change. Perspective can change a lot of things, right? Mm-hmm. But right now, as you stand, are you going to try to endure the pain? Are you thinking about going anesthetics? What is your journey into this right now?
To be honest, I'm a little bit in between the two choices of actually using the epidural or not. I would love to be able to say, oh my God, I actually did it without the epidural. But like, I don't I think the pain, it might take over and I might take the epidural after all. But it all depends. I don't know. I would like to live it, because like we said, we're probably just gonna have one kid, so it's gonna be the first time and the last time. So we'll see whatever happens, but like but yeah, so like I would like to see like if it's gonna be if I'm gonna be able to enjoy the pain or not.
Yeah, and it's I think you can take it because you are a strong woman. Physically, you're able to endure pain. You moved and your coccyx was blocked, right? And you still helped me move. I was a bit of a jerk. I'll admit that, but at the same time, I was on military mode, and I'm sorry about that. Yeah. But you endure a lot of pain, and you're able to do it. Now, that being said, I'm mansplaining at the same time because I've never gone to experience that pain, and that comes from an outside perspective. So for all I know, I would be like, okay, give me the goddamn medication. I had that once, never again. Thank you. Yeah, so I can only imagine, but I guess it's different for every woman because I remember my mom saying it wasn't that bad. She had no medication, just pushed out. And she's about the same build as you too. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of factors, right?
Yeah. Now, but a lot of women say that like it why go through that? But the thing is, what's great about not using the epidural is that you get to really feel everything, mm-hmm. which is kind of weird because at the same time you get to feel everything, so it hurts. But it's an easier labor in that sense because
you're able to push out correctly.
Exactly, you're able to push it out correctly. You know when to push. You know everything is with the epidural. You're frozen, so you don't feel anything.
Yeah, because the best analogy I got from it is, and this happened to me personally, is having your whole mouth frozen because you went to the dentist and then you go do customer service. You're asking something to do that you do every day or your body's able to do, but you can't really feel your gums or nothing. So you feel like this. Yeah. And you're really sorry. I just came from the dentist. But think of that, but your body, it's like it's all numb. So you have to push the muscle. But am I pushing the muscle?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it at the right? Am I like going full throttle and the baby's gonna slip out? What's going on? So you can't measure it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, you don't have the pain, but there is cons too to really consider before making an absolute decision.
Exactly. I'm just gonna wait it out when I'm at that level, when I'm like when they induce me and then I start feeling the pain. That's when I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do.
Now, all right. So before we go into Luna, well, we talk about our little pumpkin pie. Luniski, our little jewel, okay? Yeah. I want to talk about your journey being pregnant. For those who want to be pregnant or just, hey, you're pregnant not too long ago, what is one thing that you've learned that you find an interesting fact that really helped you or you were really surprised about the fact of you being pregnant?
What I really like you mean like what I enjoyed about being pregnant
or like something you realize like, this is what they talk about all the time. I couldn't understand it until I lived it.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Like I've
food wise, pain wise.
It was weird because my pregnancy was so like, except in the beginning.
Okay.
In the beginning, the throwing up part was like, oh, now I understand what they mean, kind of a thing. So like,
but you had it bad.
Oh yeah, I had it, but really, really bad. It was really intense, and like I felt like shit. But after that 3 months,
I almost saw a white flag a couple of times. It's just like I'll live in a bathroom.
But after that 3 months, and the way that you're exhausted, like I mean, like you sleep so much,
but never get accomplished.
Exactly, and you never feel like completely rested. But after the first trimester, I got back my energy and I was able to do a lot of things. I was able to work. I was able to do a lot of things. So it felt great. Like I was, sometimes I was in pain because it's like, it's hard on the body and you have like a watermelon in front of you. But like, but yeah, so like those are the things that I was like, oh my god, now I understand what morning sickness is and what like fatigued is.
And let's say in a parallel universe, because I only want one kid, I'll be very blunt about that. If you would have to redo it again,
yeah,
how would be your approach now you've already lived it?
well, the anti nausea medication, I would get it as soon as I know that I'm pregnant.
Okay.
That would be like the first thing I would do. And with my job, what's good about it is that I get to not work automatically because I work nights. So like yeah, I would just be able to like rest and do all the things that I need to do. Maybe prepare a little bit, like not prepare more, but like I don't know, just take it more relaxed because I was a little bit stressed and I was very emotional.
Yeah, but it's the uncertainty, right?
Yeah, exactly, because it's your first time.
And you, like, full disclosure, you and uncertainty are not really good friends. Me, it's like, hey, unknown, come fuck me up, and we'll learn. You was like, hey, no, you stay away. So we have the complete different approaches to that. But
exactly.
The unknown it can be scary, but you've grown with being pregnant, right? You are officially a changed person even before you go into labor.
Yeah, definitely, because I've always saw my life a certain way, and then when I got pregnant, it was just like it was completely different, and I had to see myself in a new way, and I'm just like okay, so I'm actually gonna be a parent. I'm actually gonna be like a mom. I'm actually gonna be living like an adult life.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, it's a hit in the face kind of a thing.
Yeah, and for those who haven't had a hit in the face yet, how did you take your hit in the face, right? When it hit you, what was your first emotions and how did you deal with that? Did it make you depressed? Did it make you realize how you're changing? What was your impressions of getting that hit in the face?
My impression was because I have to explain that I've always saw my life as being like this kind of free kind of a thing, that's like gonna like travel and that's gonna travel and that's gonna like say have fun and stuff like that. So like when I realized that, like, because once I was doing laundry, and then I realized that it all kicked in, and I cleaned the whole house, and I was like, I'm gonna be a housewife. Like I'm actually like, and it just clicked, and it all made sense at that point. And I was like, I embraced it all, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be my life now. Like I'm actually gonna be like a mother. Like I'm gonna be
the complete contrary of what
I've always thought.
Time machine over to your youth, and you'd be like, yo, what the he better be worth it. He better be worth it. Because this woman is free, curvy, and on an airplane, woman. So yeah, it's completely and same thing. Like when I was young, I wasn't really thinking about those things. But in my being in a past relationship, I kind of accepted the idea of being just two people, and because it wasn't working. But our relationship wasn't the best either. Good person, not made for me. So it kind of stuck into me. It's like, okay, we'll be just two. I have to find a best friend more than, well, yeah, I have to find a coworker in this, but it's really important to have a best friend. So that's what I was aiming for, but with benefits and with moments no one else sees and probably shouldn't see. But then, bam! It hit me first time in the hospital. The big hit. It was a hospital for me.
For you, yeah.
I fell on the floor with my back to the wall, and it wasn't a panic attack, but it was
close to.
Yeah, it was close enough. Like
you could breathe.
My inner employees, like, yeah, that was still an 8 on 10. Let him sit for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a shock, but the more I realized, I just accepted it right away, and I turned this into my head album. Right. What I mean by that is giving myself memories of your pregnancy. So I take an effort to actually sing to her belly, to talk to her, and to do baby noises. That's because that's how she's going to communicate.
Yeah.
She understands my voice. She will recognize my voice. Apparently, a lot of studies have been done on that, and it's true. So I want to have an instant connection with my daughter. So I took the time, investment, and love, and put it into that big bulging belly that's growing bigger. And I think I hope she's a UFC fighter in the future. So I kept putting my face on a stubbing and saying, "Kick it, kick it." My face is right there. Never did yet. But it's a bit disappointing. I have 2 days left, people. But it's a shock, and I can't wait to see her chubby, beautiful face.
Yeah, definitely.
Now let's present Luna Jade, even though she's not here with us yet. Like I just said, her full name is Luna Jade Sano Manette. Handful, yes. I wanted to have something slightly Haitian and a non composé, meaning two names. I liked Luna, she liked Jade. At one point, it just came together.
The doctor.
Yeah, the doctor's like, I like that name. And we tested it out. Now, full disclosure, and if ever you are listening to this in the future, my sweet shortcake, your name was tested out, though. We needed to know if it sounded serious when we're mad. So we did the test of Luna Jade Sano Manette. Luna Jade Sano Manette, come here. And we're like, oh, that has some. Yeah, that's like, you're in shit. We need a you're in shit name. And it's a beautiful name at the same time. So, hey, two things in one package.
Yeah.
So that's how the name came to be. And I don't know how she's gonna look like, but with both our personalities, I'm interesting. Yeah, like if I had money, I'd be what you call it, the term eccentric. He's like, yeah, I'm eccentric without the money. And she's a very down to earth, realistic, but really with a comprehension of life that I've never met before. So it has that hysterical, like not hysterical. How can I say this? Not witchcraft, but like something spiritual to it, right?
Okay.
Which what you are, and it has my weirdness of Luna. Although it's a common name now, it's still something associated to witchcraft or to paganism, or which I've always been fascinated as well, and Harry Potter and the mystical, and so it fits both our personalities.
Yeah.
I find.
Definitely.
All right. Now I have a question for you.
Go for it.
For you, the first year, okay, what kind of things do you plan to do? Like you're at home with your baby. How do you think you're going to play with it? How do you think you're going to try to interact with it? Let's say it's just like a blank slate.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to like teach her as much as possible. Like, meaning like I'm going to try to like talk to her as much as possible, communicate, like try to like make her learn little things.
Okay.
Have like techniques for parents, and then I have, because of the COVID thing, I didn't get the chance to go to like buy books and things like that on parenting. But so that's something I want to make sure that I want to like learn a good way of parenting our child, sorry, okay. To make sure that she's well raised. Yeah.
Are you going to be more like funs and games with lessons? Or are you going to be more? How are you going to approach? Because again, it's going to be interesting communicating to something that is trying its best.
Yeah.
But right now is the power of like a battery, and for brain capacity, it's learning. But it doesn't fully comprehend situations, so
it's learning more than you probably think.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's definitely for sure. I'm not gonna baby talk. I don't believe in baby talk.
That's my department. I'm gonna be the expert on that. Already, I do it in real life, which is odd, but I don't give a shit.
But I'm not gonna baby talk to her because I want her to understand exactly like water is not wow, whatever you want to call it. Like I just want to make sure that she understands. She just has to learn it once and she doesn't have to learn it again, kind of a thing. So like I want to make sure that she that she's like smart.
So you're saying I'm not gonna be?
No, it's not that.
Nah,
but
nah.
like, I just want to teach you the right words right away, and I think that's important to me.
Which I love because it really shows our counterbalance. You are that, and again, that's your personality, right? You like certain things certain ways.
Yeah.
And it's not OCD. It's language, right?
Yeah.
I'm a good talker in the sense that I'm a salesperson. But when it comes to spelling something, let's just say that 12-year-olds in the spelling bee probably be a lot better than I can probably ever do. So I don't mind the slangs. I don't mind going I like speaking without words, like emotion, doing sounds. I've always been obsessed with Native American music and Mongolian throat singing. And so I believe in communication sometimes without speaking words. And that's going to be my approach with my daughter.
Yeah.
It's my approach even with my cat, when you can't really fully communicate. It's still a living being, but it's learning in a different way than just words. I think I've got a bit of what I want to do. Now, all depends on my daughter's personality. That's one thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
What are you hoping, like first year, what are certain things you're hoping your daughter is in a certain way?
What am I hoping she is? I don't know. I'm just gonna let her be who she is. I'm gonna I want her to have her own personality, and obviously she is gonna have her own personality. But I mean, I want her to just be herself. I'm not gonna be make it complicated.
I'll give an example, maybe to direct you.
Yeah, sure.
The two things I'm hoping is she be very curious.
Yeah,
I hope curiosity is some babies are more calmer, some babies are more I like the chillax right here, and other babies ooh, that is a wiggly thing with a color I don't know. I must see this wiggly thing.
Yeah.
For me, I hope, because I have that curiosity as well, I hope the base genetics gives her more of an inkling towards that.
Yeah.
And the second thing, I hope imagination really drives her.
Okay, I see what you mean now.
Like when I do the go, I hope she sees something in her brain that it stimulates her even more than the average, right?
Okay.
Because for me, that translates into someone I can have fun when I'm older and she's older and she's into something. It's gonna be the new craze of what was Harry Potter back in the day, something else, and I won't be like, what is this weird shit? I'll be like that cool dad that's near 60 is going to see a movie about this weird sci-fi thing with my daughter, and maybe my grandkids one day. So I hope I have that connection.
Okay, I see. But yeah, definitely, I would like her to be curious. I don't want her to be super calm, but I would like her to not I don't want her to be too quiet and not move around and things like that. I think it's really sad to see a child that's super doesn't move, doesn't do anything. I like a kid that moves around and things like that.
And again, sad maybe not the right word, but it wouldn't fit with us.
No, it wouldn't fit with us at all.
But at the same time, we love our kid no matter what. If I see she's very serious, I'm just gonna hand a calculator and see what happens. Make sure I have skills right off the bat. Might as well know them. But if we're talking about what I always imagine, that's the wrap up of my expectations, or hoping. Not expectations, but it would be nice,
Yeah.
Okay. What are things? Because you won't like this topic. I love you.
Okay.
What are things you think that you won't be able to control that your mom did that you're gonna do? What are the let's say one or two things that you always say to yourself, there's a list of 10 things I'll never do what my mom did. But you think there's might be 2 that I can't really help it. What are those?
I think it's worrying. I think, and now that I'm gonna become a mom, I'm just pregnant and I'm already worrying. So I think, and even my doctor said that, my cousin said that, everybody said that. You just start worrying. And I don't want to worry too much, mostly when she's going to be a teenager. But even before, I think that's something that I'm going to have to work on very much to make sure that I don't how can I say this?
process and get your own information from your own brain.
Yeah, but no, but like I don't want to project that nervousness on her or things like that, Jean. I just want to make sure that she knows that I believe in her and that I trust her and things like that. But I know I internally I just want to be like, okay, it's just gonna be okay, and then everything's gonna be fine.
Find a middle ground. Like,
yeah, find
it's
definitely a
normal
middle
being
ground.
it's normal being afraid,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also ways to, once that emotion comes to you, how do you handle it in the second step, which is your processing.
Yeah,
you receive the chemicals that does a chemical reaction that gives you an emotion,
mm-hmm.
but then that emotion goes somewhere else and it goes to your subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I see it. So there's ways for your subconscious to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just push away, and some people just be like, okay, this happens, I'm feeling it, let's judge, let's assess.
Exactly.
Am I right to feel this way?
Yeah.
So, but you have to train the subconscious, and that is hard.
It is hard, and I've been doing it. Like I have like even like in a relationship sometimes like I worry and things like that, and like. And even like for like my mom or whatever, but I try to like work it out so I don't become exactly like my mom because she worries about everything. But like I just try to.
Is there a second thing?
I think that's pretty much
one?
That's the main one. That's one thing that I really don't want to be like my mom. Like,
yeah. And one thing I probably will be, and that's one thing that is not a bad thing. My dad did that. Is he had his own reasons, but I think it's ingrained in me more because I have to be careful, and it's really I'm really similar to him. It's not to bottle up certain things and tell my daughter things about my life like I'm 50 because I want to protect them, right? I want to be more an open book earlier on.
Yeah.
I think it was good for my dad to do, but I don't think it's appropriate for me to do. But it could be in my nature to do. So that's one thing I have to work on. When she has a capacity to understand, and I've been in certain situations, not to hold back and say like, she has to learn on her own all the time. Sometimes be like, hey, by the way, you don't know this, but I did this, and that, and I regretted it. Just like, or I lived this to this and this, and your dad was like that, right? Did you? Well, mind blown.
Exactly.
And it could offer some connection with my daughter that I had later in life with my dad. It happened, but it in a part of my life that I could have maybe went a different path in life. It was done earlier, but again, circumstances. And my dad is my hero. I don't say it enough. I should say it more, but he is. And he sacrificed a hell of a whole bunch to give me a life, a pretty comfortable life. I never lived in luxury, but I don't aim to. And he did an amazing job, and he's still doing an amazing job. Now it's going to be Grand-Papi Guy.
Yep.
Guy's aka Guy, so Guy Pearce, same name, Guy is my dad's name, and he's always been there for me. And at one point when I was younger, he seemed very serious. He seemed like he was, don't mess, and I have a tendency to be like that at work. So I know I have the capacity to be like that at home too. And it's okay to be like that, definitely. But I don't think I have to be that for 20 years, right? Or 10 years. There's things that with conversation with my dad, I learned a lot, right? Now we're like not equal per se. I don't know how we can measure that, but we're able to understand philosophy more and understand and have conversations that you wouldn't have with a 14-year-old, right? Life experience. And it helped me grow a lot. I think I changed certain aspects of my dad. Not changed, but gave him a broader light of certain subjects that he might now see differently. And he has a respect for me, and I have a respect for him,
Yeah.
And I think it's important to do that early.
But I think your dad did it at the right age with you. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Because I think you were mature enough to be able to have that conversation with him. Because maybe when you were younger, I didn't know you when you were younger, but from what I know.
I do act like a 5-year-old
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
So she still sees my 5-year-old self. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, so I think the conversations that you guys had, or I'm not even sure what the conversations you guys had at 100%, but like I think he did it when it was the right time. Yeah. And when he was ready too, because like it takes a lot of guts to say to your kid that, oh, I did this mistake and I'm sorry about it or whatever,
or any experiences that might
exactly
be see. And this is a big difference between me and my dad. It's not because I have more guts than someone else. It's just I lack filter sometimes. Like for me, I'm very
open book.
Maybe too much sometimes, but it's me. People love me anyways. But yeah, you have to the open bookness does really help when you live that way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if ever you're hearing this, Dad, thank you. I can't wait to transmit the things that you teach me and give a role model to my girl like you gave to me. All right. Look, I say we end this on this note. Cynthia, thank you very much for doing this.
No problem.
It felt good to talk about it, and I'm even more excited for my beautiful Luna Jade, or our beautiful Luna Jade. And to those who are listening to this, if you're not subscribed, what you doing? Subscribe anywhere you're listening to this. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. Anywhere you're listening, subscribe. We have a lot of interesting concepts coming ahead on our audio podcast feed. So in that case, thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Cynthia. You have a nice night. You too, audience. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.